countdown and everything. I
I
think
know it's
we're
super official,
official.
man. Yeah, right.
Jinx. Um, my lighting's not the best, but
Okay.
and my office chair's gone, so I've got like an old lounge. So I'm just gonna be chilling. You look like you're
Okay.
chilling.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing anything too serious. I was watching 24 with Jack Bauer. I'm on the second to last episode of technically the last official season, even though they had some more come after. So
I heard that's a really great show. My dad liked that show.
I'm a fan. So does well, your actual friend, my digital friend, Scott Kelly. I don't think I've ever actually talked to dude. I think we just have like mutual acquaintances or something. But I saw him
Yeah,
post those 24 cards, and I was like, those are pretty cool.
yeah.
You know.
He seems like a nice guy. I haven't like I'm not a personal level kind of with him, what like
Yeah, well, he's
I'm
gonna
not
find out
afraid.
how you feel after the first minute of this podcast.
He's
We
like, I
haven't even
thought you were my best friend, and I'm like,
we didn't even have an intro. It's just like, hey, this one random guy we know on Facebook and Twitter who likes 24 arbitrarily.
um, I think he's a one of the coolest dudes I've met online. And I would be his friend, hands
Yeah.
down. If I was in the same neighborhood, I would take his not
Uh,
wanting to go out ass self out with my not wanting to go ass out self.
yeah.
So
The only problem with that is that we met offline, so now I feel like I'm not as cool as your other digital homie over here. Yeah.
no, you're way cooler.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I have
I'm
to be. I'm wearing my WWE Cardi B shirt.
I'm wearing my Rosario Grillo AEW Ring of Honor F1. What's that? I don't know what that one is, but
A lot going
um,
on.
yeah, wrestling. That's
Yeah,
how we kind of met. We met through a wrestling group. I
yeah,
bought into like one of your breaks because I was always trying to support the homies. And you were just like a great, funny guy to just deal with. And then, you know, uh, just kind of went from there to like, hey, we like each other, but we don't group chat that well.
yeah. Like
Let's,
we're both in a group chat, and I like never speak in the group chat like ever.
and I feel
So,
responsible to respond to everything. So then I
mhm.
get overwhelmed. That's why I'm not in
Yeah,
any group chats really. I'm just like, I will feel bad if I don't respond to someone.
yeah. No, I
So.
feel that 100%. Which, by the way, guys, welcome to the Tom Show. I'm the guest. My name's my work name is Schway, brother. It's not my shoot name, but that's okay. And we are here with the host of the Tom Show, Tom Willis. How you doing, Tom?
Hey everyone. I was
Uh,
thinking about I was actually thinking about editing something in later, but then I was like,
okay,
I don't know, man. Like I do have some, I hate to say it, AI songs. Maybe
I
I'll
could
use
do
my
a voiceover for you. I'm pretty good at Welcome
yeah,
to the Tom Show, starring Tom Willis.
that'd
What
be pretty
crazy
cool.
shenanigans will we get into today? Find out next time on the Tom Willis Show, only
Oh
on the
man.
CW.
I would be on UPN actually, not even the
Well,
CW. Before the
CW.
merger.
Yeah, I was about to say it's technically UPN. So
um, so yeah, wrestling, we were just got homied out. We met. Um, we had a fantastic meal together. The food was awful, but the company was amazing.
I have to say, Loki, one of the worst meals I've ever had was with. I felt so bad, guys. Tom came and had dinner with my actual family when my godson moved out of college. Since he was in Colorado, I hit up Tom, who came out to see me, and we took him to have dinner with us. So it's the first time meeting my family, which I'm sure was super awkward for Tom, since like we're originally like online homies, and then they were like, yeah, this Italian place is really good. And it was like one of the worst. Like, honestly, I'd rather have gone to Cece's, to be honest. At least I know what I'm getting into. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shitload
Yeah.
cheaper. So,
Good news. Colorado's finally getting a CC's back.
oh,
They all
no,
closed 2 years
uh,
ago.
I was about to say, because when I went out there to see you, there
There
was a
was one?
Cece's right next to Casa Bonita, like in the same shopping mall.
Okay, that one closed at the end of last year.
Wild.
And
Wild.
one in Aurora that closed in 2024 is reopening again.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
It's
because
wild.
I
I
was
saw it on
shocked.
Facebook. You get those things like from the news or whatever in your area, and it's like 9 News. Cece's is returning to
This
Colorado.
Wow. The news out there must be pretty weak if you're reporting on CC's openings and closing. In DC, it's like someone was brutally stabbed. And here it's like, we got CC's. It's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's good times. But anyways, the reason I really wanted to talk to you is we've been um, in this friendship together, and we've been wanting to expand our activities in the
Our
hobby.
friendship, our friendship portfolio.
Yes. I buy cards from you sometimes, and you send
Uh-oh.
me cards sometimes.
I feel like,
Now,
Tom's like, when are you going to buy cards from me? I'm waiting for that one.
no, I'm like, well, let's do a show together, and then
Yeah.
we could expand the Schway business and then the Tom show, Tom
Yeah.
business. Tom's in the business of being Tom, and it's rough being sometimes.
Dude, dude, it's rough being me sometimes. As you know, we're not going to go into the
No,
horrible, debilitating pain I'm currently in. But not a normal thing, guys. A new sensation. New sensation. But I feel stupid because I hit you that Robin PMG
yeah.
and I should have offered you a trade because I totally forgot I had a card that
Oh,
you'd probably want. It's a amazing card. It's a card
the
Tom would really want to be a part of his PC. I forgot. I actually did a YouTube video on it. I think you must have missed that one just because I was putting out a lot of random mail days, which probably not going to do as much since people don't seem to like those videos as much
yeah.
hit wise. But I can. Do you want me to just tell you now, or should I just leave the cliffhanger for
You
interest
could
sake?
you could leave the cliffhanger, and
Okay.
I'll get you later.
Yeah.
Um, and then we can tell people next time we talk. Like
hmm Yeah, but I
Tom.
forgot it was a super. It might be one of the most Tom cards that's ever Tommed.
Oh
And I
no.
was like so mad. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, how did I not remember that I got this card? Because I got it as part of a bundle. Because originally I was gonna do like a mystery pack thing, and
Oh
then
yeah.
whatnot uh changed their rules on mystery packs. And not that I think that's a bad idea on their part. It's just more so I'd rather not deal with the headache of doing mystery packs on whatnot anymore, just because there's so many extra rules on it. So I was like, you know what? Like, I haven't done it yet. So I'm like, well, you know, I was planning on using it as one of like the bigger chasers and like a certain product I wanted to make. And I still might, but it's just more, like I said, I have all these ideas and just getting them like done is a lot, especially when you're managing a couple people and have to make
Yeah.
break sheets all the dang time.
Yeah. And that's why we're doing this. You're forcing me. I basically forced you or our buddy Tyler to come on tonight. I put you guys in that thing like, who's doing the show with me tonight? And you were like,
Well,
I
if
am.
that's if that's forcing, that doesn't really seem very forceful, Tom. You were like, I'm gonna do it, and I was like, all right, and I was like, what time? And you're like, well, I don't know, and I'm like, nope, I already committed. You're good. And for the record, there's no way I would put if he watches this, he'll probably verify. There's no way Tyler would have ever did it. I asked Tyler to be on a podcast or a video thing one time with me, and he's like, I don't like having my face on stuff, so
Yeah.
I figured he was probably gonna pass that, which seems weird to me. I don't even think I've ever seen a picture of Tyler. I don't even know if he's an actual person, you
I'm
know?
friends with him on Facebook.
He has pics. I'm friends with him on Facebook too, but I think he has like I've never gone through his like pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Oh
has like
yeah.
his icon. Maybe I need to creep it out.
Yeah, I've seen a picture or two of his.
Okay.
Yeah, just a normal looking kid or dude. I
Yeah.
don't know. To me,
Yeah.
everyone's a kid. You're a kid. Um,
Yeah. I feel you.
yeah. Um, so wrestling.
Well, I'm
You like
actually fun.
cards?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be because of my injury. I originally, like I said, I was supposed to go to Chicago this weekend, but I actually have tickets to some of the UFC DC events this
Oh,
weekend. But I just don't think I can go, given the fact that it's a lot of standing and walking, and I'm trying to push myself to do more of that, but I'm like, because they have a fan fest type thing, and I'm like, that sounds like a lot of walking. And as much as I'd like to do it, I'm just need to heal up. So, but I'm sure the traffic and everything this week in DC is going to be insane this weekend. You know?
Yeah, you can always rent a like one of those seated walkers or like a wheelchair or electric wheelchair or scooter. I know
Nah.
some people look down on that. Dude, if it
Yeah.
gets you to enjoy your life, that's why they're there.
Well,
They're
I just don't
mobility
really.
aids.
I was more so going for like, I
Chicks.
like no, my man,
I
my
can't go on a
godson.
date in a wheelchair, Tom. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that you're telling me, bro. You know, I'm just saying. I've never heard a
that's
lady
messed
been
up.
like, yeah, that one crippled guy in the corner, like he's pretty handsome. But
That's
yeah,
true.
I what's his name? My godson Mikey wanted to go, and I've been slightly getting more into UFC because of him, but I don't.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say I'm into it just because I can't really name much of anything. So I was gonna go just to hang out with him, but I'm like,
Yeah. If it's
we'll
not your
see.
thing,
Yeah,
you know.
which it was funny. I super random side story, but like actually, you know what? Let me tell you that story offline. There's a very slim chance. There's a very slim chance they would ever watch this, and I'm just like, you know what? Like that slim
Let's
chance is still too much of a chance where I'd rather it not get awkward. But I have a very LD Larry David story for you at some point
right
here.
on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, like, we talk a lot, wrestling cards. I was
General
tweeting
nostalgia.
general nostalgia. I was tweeting at Anthony Bowens last night. He was having one of those, the airport sucks. Ask me anything. And I asked him what his favorite card was. And he, replied. And I was like, hey, cool. I have that one. And I, showed him a picture of it. And then, I was like, hey, I've collected your cards for a while. And, showed him the big pile I got. And, he's like, great work, Tom. That's awesome. And, it feels good when your PC guy acknowledges it. But why I wanted you here is that you're responsible for most of those cards.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I literally like saw your pile of cards and I was like, yo, I remember that orange slice. You know what I mean? Like there was definitely some cards there where I was like, yo, I recognize that joint. But I didn't want to like hop in and take you. It's funny, like since I've been in, I mean, dude, it's weird to say like I've been streaming on Whatnot probably 5 to 6 years now and breaking like 4 to 5 years. And
Hmm.
the amount of people I see post cards that I'm like, yo, or like I'll be on eBay and I'll see people posting cards I hit for other people, and I'm like, yo, that's nuts. Like, like just all that type of crazy stuff where you're just like, yeah, I swear that's the card and it is, and you're like, oh crap. So,
Yeah, that's cool. I
yeah,
wish to one day pull cards that other people sell.
uh, yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, especially since I started doing more YouTube content, the amount of people who randomly hit me up like way after the fact. Like I had some guy hit me up for my Batman PMG the other day, and I don't even think I posted that on my Instagram. It was just on the YouTube video, and it was like a
Yeah.
stream. And the dude was just like, "Hey, do you still have that card?" Or like some guy from a Whatnot stream from like whenever SpongeBob first came out, so like 8 months to a year ago, was like, "Yo, do you still have this Doodle Bob to 25?" And I'm like, hey, that's not my card. Like, cause it was on my Instagram. Like, that's not my card for
Yeah.
a customer. He's like, could you find out? And I'm like, dude, like, that is like a wild amount of work. And I found out I can't even find out because yesterday I tried to go through old streams on Whatnot, like because you go through shipments, and I was trying to look through like the shipment order from an older stream, and I couldn't even get past May. So I'm like, yeah, I couldn't even get that. And he got very upset with me. He's like, "Well, you can't do that." I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know who you are." And I'm like, "I don't know who you are, and you're asking me to do a lot of work that I can't even do." So it's kind of nuts.
That
But
brings up a memory. That happened to me one time where someone just commented on like I don't know, some social media thing I did from like a year before, and they're like, "Is this card available?" And you're like, first of all, it's a $5 card.
right, right.
And second of all, like the ship has sailed, my friend.
The only time I like those is when you'll see people who like do stack sales Twitter, and then they'll post up a card they had for sale like a year before, and they're like, "Geez, why did I sell this card?" And you'll see like, "Oh my God, I wish I had bought that card." Like how cheap they were
Yeah.
running it compared to where it is now.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see that type of stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Whatnot and all these places are very very strange where you'll find like people will just find you somehow for certain stuff. Not everything, but
Yeah.
like certain stuff or like that guy, like that Batman dude, like I mean, he offered me over like the last comp on that I think was a little like around 2K, maybe a little bit more. Dude offered me like 4 bands.
Wow.
And it's just like, I've said this to you, I've said this on stream, I've screamed this out loud. I'm going to do a video at some point. It's one of those things where it's tough because like I want to let people know, but at the same point, there's a lot in the product I still want to get. But
Hmm.
like people are really sleeping on the high end potential of that product, man. Like some of those
Yeah.
big names, like, you know, um, I think I told you a while ago, this guy I know had the Batman Green to 10 PMG from that set and sold it for like I want to say it was like 13 to $15,000, and that was like compared to where the product is now. Like that's he if he had held on, he could have gotten more right now because the blues are going. The blue to 50 PMG was like 8 to 7. It was like 7 to 9K for the
Wow.
blue to 50. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like the big names are going up, and it's a fun. Like I really just love the product. Like anything that there's certain stuff that I can just talk about that I just get way more interested and nostalgic about. And like Batman in particular is one of those types of things, wrestling too. Um,
Hmm.
I do Disney too. It's just Disney, it's like the product can be very pricey. And there's just like so much competition when it comes to Disney streams. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to do more Disney stuff, but it's just pricey and crowded. If I could do anything, I'd just do NBA breaks, to be honest. Like, I think I'd have the most fun and I'd have a lot of knowledge with mainstream sports, but you seen those categories are just stacked.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
So
people.
let's talk about it. You're a huge PMG guy, so the
Yep.
Batman metal, that's your thing right now. That's what you want to get the PMGs from that. That's kind of your main focus. Um,
My main
from
public
what
focus. My main public
yeah.
focus. Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that you've mentioned on stream and stuff. I'm not breaking
Right.
any secrets or anything like that.
No,
Um,
no.
what else has been interesting? We've had a bunch of WWE releases. AEW got delayed for their
Yeah. Flagships
whatever.
like the end of July that it says currently MLW got pushed to around the same time. They're about to have their first solo release via Panini. Um, And then right now we have Chrome Cosmic for WWE, but we've had a plethora of WWE come out in the last like 2 months, a little over 2 months, because it was like, Exalted, Chrome, Breakers to Light, Chrome,
The
Chrome
high end
Hobby,
one.
all the retail, Royalty, the high end one, as you say, which
Yeah.
is very true. And it's just interesting, just they're just shoving so much product and it's like dude like just spread it out a little bit because Exalted like dude case prices have shot down like almost like 40% since this came out, and it's not a bad product, and I do agree it came out a little more expensive than I would like, but I didn't expect it to go this low this quickly. It's just it came out and a week later, literally like a week later, they dropped Chrome, which Chrome is the most for top, seems like people get the most interested by Chrome consistently.
Yeah.
And then like I'm expecting Chrome Cosmic to drop in price. It's already dropping. I think it will continue to drop just because I feel like, WWE people, and when I say WWE people, I mean people who like wrestling, who just collect WWE.
Hmm.
They're not used to the lack of auto potential comparatively to like someone like me who's like and yourself who are AEW and WWE fans.
Yeah.
So we're used to AEW cards where more sets than not don't have guaranteed autos. So it's not quite as expected versus like, the best example of this in WWE is you look at Cactus Jack Hobby and there was 4 autos per case for like a 12 box case, and the boxes when it first, dude, I spent like, there was one case in particular I think about my friend got for me. off of the EQL thing on the top site, and I paid him back. And man, it was like 450 to 460 a box after tax and stuff. And like by the time I got it in the mail, the product was already dipping, and now boxes are literally like 230 a piece. You know what I
Wow.
mean? And like at 230 a piece, it's a good value,
Yeah.
but at the current, like that's kind of the problem I feel like with a high percentage of the WWE stuff that's been coming out in the Tops era is most of it comes out and it's too expensive. A lot of them shoot up in price a bit. It's interesting seeing Chrome this year versus like Chrome last year. Chrome hobby boxes were shooting up after release, and now you see Chrome hobby boxes this year have gone down in price since release, and Breakers
Hmm.
Delight's going down. But like a lot of the Chrome stuff from last year is still maintaining pretty good value, even though the current Chrome still has buyback potential for a short period of time. So you'd think it would hold a little bit of value, but people don't seem as interested in Chrome this year for some reason. Even with the garbage pail kids, I mean, there's still interest, don't get me wrong, but last year I feel like the hype on Chrome was high, and boxes at this time for hobbies were like $700,
Yeah.
$600 to $700, and you could get a Chrome hobby this year, and it's like a month and a half after release for like what, 300 give or take, more close to like 280 range.
Hmm.
Is that Olive?
Yeah. She just, you
Yeah,
saw her tail there in the corner,
yeah,
just
yeah,
wagging.
yeah.
Um, she just came down from upstairs. It's cooler down here. Is that because was there any other Tops releases last year around Chrome, or was Chrome like the oasis in the desert?
It seemed more like Chrome was the first release on the it was the first WWE Tops release
Okay.
since they came back to Tops, I should say, and the first one
Yeah.
under Fanatics. So it was a little bit there was a lot of hype going on versus you're looking at this year too. I mean, I forgot to even mention Chrome Sapphire. There's all these
Yeah.
variations of Chrome. So last year Chrome came out and there was like some variations of Chrome, but it wasn't really as packed in as deep as what you're seeing currently, which I don't it was interesting because there was a decent amount of time of just like empty space. You know what I mean? Like there was a good
Yeah.
amount of time where there's just a lot of empty space, nothing new getting released, and then all of a sudden it's just like boom, 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 and a lot of these products. Um, it's interesting because even like you're looking at Chrome Hobby this year not going for as much as last year, when you could argue like there's actually more value to be had this year in Chrome than last year in Chrome because
Hmm.
there's those debut patch autos
Oh yeah.
and because I always get those confused of which is which because the royalty has the WrestleMania patches, but
Hmm.
the fact that those, and they're obviously very hard to hit, but the fact those are in Chrome, those have a much higher upside than like you know last year's Chrome. you know you could get Rock Autos and other big names, and it's interesting seeing some of these superfractors going for so high. I mean, I saw Rhea this year, want to say it was her auto, I'm not 100%, but went for like $10,000
Hmm.
for her 101, which to me is insane. Like I don't like, to me, if I'm buying something, and again, I view myself as not like, and I don't say sound pretentious, but I feel like the way I collect is just different than most people I meet, where
Hmm.
like I feel like the guy buying that 10K Rhea card is planning on holding it, and to me, I just don't see how that card is going to gain any more value than the 10K. And also like the Rhea, I posted that video recently of that like Rhea card I got, which was her one of her 101 rookie autos,
Yeah.
and I got it for like a fifth of that price. And there's no way in hell you can convince me that a random Rhea Ripley, and I know Chrome's a good set, but to me, another random 101 that's not a rookie, my as some of you know, I've grown up Jewish, and we have a holiday called Passover. And when we have Passover, we have a list of questions that we ask. And one of the questions is, why is tonight different than any other night? And I say that because why is this card different than any other card? Like, why, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, people are getting all hyped up on some of these sets that are newer sets, which are like cool cards. Don't get me wrong, but spending 10K on a Rhea Chrome. And again, I only bought that Rhea 101 auto because A, it was her rookie, and B, I was online and it was up there for over a month. And he had it, the person had it at a price that I was like, wow, this is like pretty reasonable. And it was still up there. And I just threw out an offer. I was like, he ain't going to accept this. And he did. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Like, I wasn't expecting that. And then I'm
Yeah.
seeing all these cards, like arbitrary one of ones of hers that aren't like, to me, it's like in 10 years, you're going to be like, well, what's that card? Well, I have Rhea Ripley from the second year Topps retook over
Yeah.
WWE. I have her 101 auto. It's like, okay, why is this worth 10 bands? There's so many 101 Rhea cards. Why is this one different than any other one? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
rookies, um, I know like high end sets, I guess you can argue too. To me, like a one of one's a one of one. I know certain sets aren't like as highly coveted as other sets,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like there's only one of each of them. You know, whether it's a high end or low set, it's still a one on one. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are getting caught up on some of these high numbers right now. And then you see obviously like the Randy Orton going for like 50 bands and or like 52,000 or whatever it was. And I know it had sentimental value to Ryan at RBI Crew, who, you know, I've dealt with many a time buying from them and blah, blah, blah. I've spoken to Ryan many a time. So I'm happy he got the card. And I know it has sentimental value. So I know he's never going to sell that card. It's just some of these cards. I'm curious how some of these like WrestleMania and like, you know, first time up patch autos are going to hold value long term. You know, I mean, I think Randy will do better than a lot of the other ones because Randy's legacy's already established, you
Yeah.
know, versus like you're looking at right now, the Tiffany Stratton WrestleMania debut patch is currently on eBay as of us shooting this. And someone has it for 60 bands or best offer. And, you know, in my experience, ladies' cards are usually more liquid than men's cards. So I'm surprised it's still up there. But having said that, I would, you know, even if I had the money, I wouldn't do it just because people who watch wrestling know Tiffany Stratton's probably not going to be in WWE forever. She's made mentions she wants to leave and
Yeah.
get into Hollywood. And I'm like, what acting experience do you have? Like, you know, like some of the delusional
Yeah.
nature of this is
Yeah.
just wild. Like, I love when you, one of my favorite things to do is you go on Facebook or Twitter and there'll be a random account and they're like, so and so says he'd love to be in a Marvel movie. And I'm like, yo, if that's how you get jobs, I'll do that too. It's like Schway says he'd love to be in the next James Cameron's movie. It's like, hey, I would love $1 million. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I always find those headlines hilarious because it's like, I don't think this needs to be said. I think anyone would love that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's just
All right. I
cracks
got a
me up.
question for you then.
Yeah.
Shui, if you had the opportunity to be in the next James Cameron movie, would you take it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Come on, man. You know, I mean, within reason, I
Uh,
think the only thing I can think of off the top of the head that I wouldn't do is if he was like, all right, so we're remaking Human Centipede and I want you to be in the middle, you know, and I'm like, no. And he's like, $2 million, and I'm like, maybe.
I'd do it for a handshake.
A handshake, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's just like that stuff always cracks me up because I'm like, yeah, a rich person would like more money.
Yeah.
Details at 11. They're like, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Actor
really?
who's not been in things wants to be in things
Right.
that are
I just think I
popular.
would love to
Yeah.
be in the Marvel universe. Yeah, no shit. It's called getting a consistent paycheck. Like, come on, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, so anything you're looking forward to coming out in the next month or so, card wise? You could for personal use, or you could
mm,
talk about maybe for your business. Anything exciting coming on
dude,
in that direction?
there's like nothing right now with that with wrestling. I mean,
Hmm.
I shouldn't say nothing like in the next month or two that I can think off the top of my head that's coming out. Like the first thing I can think of is AEW flagship and MLW we spoke on earlier in the Tom show, now
Yeah.
streaming on all platforms. Where you know both of those got pushed back to the end of July. I don't know what else is coming out WWE wise between then. I've currently, you know, I was ripping some BBM Joshi cards last night, which is always
Yep.
fun considering I know like very minimal about the product. I
Hmm.
mostly got the boxes to help out a friend. So, and then in my typical fashion, it's like, well, I'm already paying to get them here. I might as well get more, excuse me.
More. Yeah.
And that's how I get myself in trouble. So, um,
Helping people is how you get
yeah.
yourself in trouble.
Well, that and then also just getting like, oh, that's a solid deal. Let me grab some of these. And then I'm like, oh, that's how I'm
Yeah.
sitting on some cases of stuff I am trying to get off of. So, it was a fun rip. As far as like stuff I'm excited. I mean, um, Disney and Marvel Chrome are coming out soon. I got lucky on the EQL and got a couple Disney Chrome hobby boxes coming in.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. It's funny because I actually got Disney Chrome when it came out last year, and I got a couple hobbies still I haven't opened, and like I have like a case of megas and a case of blasters and then some other loose ones. And when it came out, they were like the brakes weren't doing too well on those, and I was like, man, I guess I'm stuck with this. And the irony is like I just sat on them, and now those megas, which were like $90 to $100 when I got them, they came out, and they were a pain to move, and like I was almost just breaking even, or in some cases losing a few bucks selling them. Now they've shot up to 150 a piece,
Mm.
and the megas or excuse me, the blasters are when I got them at like 40 to 50 a piece, they're now up to like 65, 60, 70 range. So um, it's interesting. So I'm looking forward to those. We'll see how much I get into those just because, again, crowded spaces as much as I do love Disney stuff. New Invincible cards are supposed to be coming out in June from Keepsake. I was a fan of the initial release. They kind of, in my opinion, overprinted the product and tried to do too much and
Yeah.
kind of like devalued their own product, in my opinion, by just dropping way too much because they had hobby boxes and then they released second edition of the original first edition hobby boxes with more one-on-ones and then blasters and then like all these various event exclusive ones and then
Yeah.
like breakers edition and then hollow edition. I'm like, guys, like
It's
you could
there
just
like
tell
800. There's like 800 cards in the set or something too.
there's two. I think
Something
it's one of those
crazy.
things where it just to me I like what Keepsake's doing with that, and their pieces of the past, a cool concept. I feel like it was one of those things where they weren't expecting that much success with the Invincible cards, and they were trying to just keep up. Yep, there you go, little Mark Grayson, aka Invincible. I feel like they were trying to keep up by just dropping more stuff, but at the same point, I feel like
I got
they
my too much light there.
yeah,
Um,
they devalued the product, in my opinion, by doing too much. Like, I think you were there. I opened a hobby box for someone, and it wasn't like the original release hobby box. It was one of the second waves they did,
yeah.
and there was literally a pack that had two one of ones in the same. And I'm like, guys, like, not that I'm upset about hitting one of ones for customers, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is just like two in a pack is
In a
insane.
pack. Yeah.
Yeah, is insane. And then they had compared to the original hobby release, they had different colors for the one-on-ones. And there's just like
Mm.
I feel like they're devaluing the one-on-one, which is just why I don't take Leaf serious, is
Yeah,
because
I was
Leaf
gonna mention
devalues the
Leaf.
one-on-one. Yeah, because like
I have like
Leaf
eight
has
Leaf 101s here somewhere.
yeah, I mean, dude, that's the thing. Leaf is like the quintessential like someone gets in the hobby, like, because I was the most into Leaf when I first got in the hobby, and I
Yeah.
was like, yo, I got a one on one, I got a one on one. And then it's like, oh, there's 10 different copies of this exact same cards and slightly different tints. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like to me, the best Leaf stuff for me, and this is just as a wrestling fan, I can't speak on their other sports stuff, but like I really loved like the 2012 wrestling set they had and the 2014 one where it's like the mini cards, little tiny square cards,
Yeah.
where they didn't overly. The only one ones they had were like the black one ones and printing plates, and that was it. They weren't overdoing it, and I feel like I know that these companies like for people to come out and be like, "Oh, look at this one on one I got from so and so," and I'm like, dude, like yes, but you're devaluing your own product by overproducing these one-on-ones. Like I feel like Leaf would be more relevant if they didn't devalue their own product.
Yeah. It's
You
the
know?
Panini effect, is what I feel like. You go from having five or six different parallels and then all of a sudden you've got, 30 or 40 different parallels in one product, and it's just how do you
Mm,
outdo that? Then you have 30 or 40
uh,
one-of-ones.
Sir, I'd like to object. I think it's the leaf effect because I can't think of any product Panini has like multiple one of ones of the same card in their
That's
product.
true.
Like Panini doesn't do printing plates. Panini has like the black one of ones and Prism, like different sets, obviously. And then like retails might have different one of ones, like Finite and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about someone, who's actually doing this under the radar, who's not getting any hate for it, it's Tops. It's Tops. Like you look at
Yeah.
Finest, I got to look at some of the other sets, but like there was like three different one of one rock and three different one of one Triple H autos where it's like the same card design, but it's like one's the silver one of one, one's the superfractor one of one. And then I believe there was another one, but it was the exact same card that were one of ones. It wasn't even a different picture of Triple H on it, but it was different color variations essentially.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
saw that and I was just like, this makes me take this way less serious. If it was an official
Mm.
WWE product, this would have been laughed out of the building. But because it's an official, and
Tops,
if we're
the fanboys.
yeah, and also on top of that, dude, like I've been very vocal to people who will listen to me, and I think some people are going to call me stupid for this take, but like I feel like Tops is just devaluing the price of rock autographs.
Mm.
Personally, like they're going down in value. Compared to when he first started signing for them. Um, like I remember there was supposedly a one of one that sold from last year's Chrome, the final boss one. Supposedly, this dude I know and whatnot. The rumor is it wasn't a public sale, but they said at the time it would have been a top three wrestling card sale. So it would have been a six-figure deal on this Rock one of one auto. And again, that set has a couple different one of one Rock autos, just different pictures. And
Yeah.
he's been in every set that they've dropped, has had the rock in it with one-on-one potential. So for me, like I don't know, I'm like I would love to get a Topps rock auto, but having said that, I have 3 or 4 copies of his rookie auto because I've been buying those up for cheaper than
Yeah.
these new autos. And to me, again, like the Rhea argument I had, would you rather have you know a rock rookie auto for less money or a rock to 25 auto from a current product? Like to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Depends on how
Personally,
shiny it is. Um,
mine's not. That's the thing. Mine's not as shiny, so I feel like people don't.
uh, yeah, they're sleeping on it then.
Yeah, to
Um,
me, like some of those rock autos, dude, you can still rookies. Sometimes you can find them for under $1,000, which to me is crazy.
yeah, that's
Like
pretty
I think
crazy,
that's
honestly.
a way better long term investment to me than some of these randoms. Because like again, in 10 years, you're gonna be like, oh, you got a rock 101, dude. I got it from Topps Finest 2027 Rock 101. What's the significance? It was in Topps Finest 2027.
Yeah.
It was after his daughter got fired. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why does this
Yeah.
matter? Like, I don't know. I just think differently on those types of things. I mean, dude, I got my Ultimate Warrior auto cheaper than some of these Rock to 25 autos, and Ultimate Warrior only signed in one set.
Yeah, and he's dead.
And he's dead. Yeah. What? Word? What?
If you guys haven't
No
watched
way.
wrestling in like 30 years, sorry to break that to you, but yeah, he
Yeah.
died. Um,
I mean, dude, one of the best card investments I ever made, not to be morbid, was like I bought think at least three, it might have been four of those Wrestling All Star Hogan rookie cards graded. Two or three of them were autoed as well, all like grade 7 and above. And I bought them within 2 to 3 months before he died.
yeah,
I didn't know anything, but I was just like, yo, I need to get one of these. And those cards have all shot up like 4 or 5 times since he passed,
yeah,
So it's just, and again, to me, like I saw Hogan had a one of one auto sell recently from again a Topps Chrome set. I
yeah,
think it was this year's sold for like I believe it was like 40,000. I saw it was like 40 to 60,000. And again, my rookie auto did not cost that much. I know
yeah,
it's not a one on one, but dude, like again, in 10 years, oh, I got I got a Hogan one on one auto from this set. Yeah, there's about 200 freaking sets that have Hogan 101's autos in it now. Why does this one matter over all the other ones, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's I got a 2031 Hulk Hogan 101 auto, he died 5
yeah.
years.
Well, they're gonna
The
have Nick
stickers
Hogan
are
sign it. Nick
slacking.
Hogan, dude, I guarantee you, I 100% guarantee you, Leaf has Hogan stickers in the
Oh, for
vault
sure.
and Ric Flair stickers right now, where they could probably release autos for the next like 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I
just get
believe it.
these guys to sign endless amounts of autos. I just think of Space Jam when it's Michael Jordan and the tunes going against the Monstars at the end, and Michael Jordan tries to up the stakes, and he's like, "Well," and then Dane DeVito's character's like, "Well, what if we win?" And he's like, "You get me," and he's like, just the visual of him on Moron Mountain having like a which the optics of him having a chain on, probably not the best, has a chain on his leg right there, and he's like, and you'll sign autographs for the customers all day. That's what I kind of imagine it's like for like Hogan and some of these guys when they're at the Leaf place or Panini. That's why it always
Yeah.
cracks me up when I'm in streams and you'll see someone's autograph come out like Seth Rollins or Finn Balor, and I'll have some customer be like, he should really take more time on his autograph. And I'm like, bro, you do realize he just sat there one day and signed his name 4,000 damn times.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
literally like 4,000 or more times. Like, how about having a
Hmm.
little sympathies for this guy's carpal tunnel he just got so you can have this card, and
Yeah.
you can complain about his name not being clearly done. Not everyone's going to put in the time like Lash Legend or some of these retired people who have the free time,
Yeah.
because that's usually who you see do it is like the legends who have retired who you don't see as often. A lot of
Yeah.
them will sign their name nice, like Beth Phoenix. Like, oh, she has an amazing autograph. You can actually read it.
Yeah.
So,
So people are complaining, complained about what Panini did and what Upper Deck does and what Leaf does. And you're right. Topps is doing all of that. And people are
well,
loving it, because Tom Brady, we're going to get a million Tom Brady autos out there again. They're doing that with The Rock. They're doing it with all these high profile names because Fanatics can throw so much money at this just for, I swear it's just the owner, it's just like
well,
clout. Like I could
well,
get,
Tom, for the record, I'm not. Even though we have the same last name, I'm not related to Michael Rubin. Just throwing that out there.
oh, I forgot
B,
his name.
B, B. Um, I like some of the stuff Tops is doing. Some, I just feel like it's tough being a breaker because again, like as someone who maybe wants to own a card store at some point and stuff like that, I don't want to be overly harsh and then they pull up this video and like this isn't why you're getting allocation. But like, dude, trust me, I've had these conversations. Like I'm
No, no,
definitely
I know.
it's a thought process. But I would just say this like Fanatics offers a lot of these, they offer obviously money. But what
Hmm.
they're also offering a lot of these guys is something that you haven't seen in the space before, which is opportunity, ownership, and other things of that, like other opportunities you never saw before. Like, Travis Scott has his own Cactus Jack line there. Like, Tom Brady is basically being gifted, because Fanatics could just open their own damn card stores and they're not doing it. What they're doing is they're backing Tom Brady's card vault thing. You think Tom
Hmm.
Brady gives two shits about cards? Like, come on, man.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. And they're basically gifting him a chain of card stores where they're basically like hooking him up to do it even though like if you had asked me before all this like why do we care, like he doesn't care about this. I never heard him talk about cards in his life, but that guy Michael Rubin probably went up to him and was like, hey, it's a good opportunity, you should take it. And Tom was like, hell yeah, I'll make money.
Hmm.
Like, and there's a lot of interesting different opportunities Fanatics can offer via the whole, whether it's doing merchandise, whether it's like their Fanatic Fest, whether it's just various connections they get outside of this. There's just so many opportunities there. And I just feel like, to be honest, I was talking to my friend Ralph about this recently, but again, I like a lot of stuff Tops is doing, but I just feel like there is just such a general glazing by
Yes.
other creators I've seen talking about like Tops Rest. Like I never hear anyone say anything remotely like bad. And I'm not saying like we need to, like, I'm not saying hate for the sake of hating. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a difference between hating for the sake of hating and then just, glazing the hell out of them to get opportunities and to attempt to like ingratiate yourself to said situations, you
Hmm.
know? So, it's just, I don't want everyone to think everything they're doing is like amazing because, again, most of these products to me come out way too expensive. Um, and there's, I don't know, I feel like they're pricing a lot of the normal people, quote unquote, normies out of the hobby because it's just like very expensive to get anything, man. Like,
Yeah.
when's the last time there was a hobby box that wasn't AEW that was reasonably priced?
Nah, I can't remember one. I want to show this off to people. It's not going to look that great because my lighting's bad, but these are the like a couple Topps Chrome
Yeah,
cards,
that's a retail exclusive.
you know.
And
But
that's
I'm
the
just
what?
saying,
Focus reel?
yeah. But just compared to the base of Allure, to me, it's like there's no competition. Like the Allure base, this is the best base card I've ever seen
So it's
in my
funny you
years of
mentioned that
collecting.
because the allures almost look like refractors the way that they're set up compared to what you normally see with
I
WWE
dropped
and
it and
stuff.
I got a ding.
You're good. Um,
But yeah, like
yeah, it's just, I don't know,
bad
man. I feel
lights.
like Upper Deck gets a lot of, it's funny for the amount of like glazing you see of tops. And again, I'm not saying like I don't like tops, I just feel like
Hmm.
the way they release product is more conducive to scalpers. And, you know, honestly, I'm just going to say it. A lot of the card stores have become scalpers based off the way Tops has released stuff because, oh, you got a
Speaking of
box?
scalpers, yeah, I have this box of Topps Chrome Cosmic Wrestling to sell. If anyone is interested, hit up
Yo,
somewhere.
you gotta post that tonight. If you actually want to sell that, bro, like you need to get rid of that ASAP, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's already on eBay. I'm just gonna drop the price.
Yeah, because that dude, I'm telling you, like, I feel like Topps Chrome Cosmic is just gonna go down the longer
Hmm.
and longer, just because again, no guaranteed autos, and most Topps products are two. So
Yeah,
when these guys come in and they don't have guaranteed autos and stuff like that, like a lot of these WWE fans are like, I'm not interested. And to be honest, I feel like one thing Panini has really done well that I feel like Topps hasn't been able to replicate is legitimate case hits.
yeah,
Like as far as Topps, the only case hit I feel like that actually matters, that doesn't even get talked about that much, but actually resells pretty well is Feel the Pop. Besides that, like most of these cases, like Topps Chrome Cosmic's been out like a week, and some of these quote unquote case hits are going for like $100 to $200 a piece max, and that's like people paying a little bit more since it just came out versus like a
yeah.
month from now. Like
It'll
look
be
at
like,
Dark Energies from Finest. You can get most of those for under $100 now, and people were actually like chasing those. And at the time when it came out, um, I had a friend who was like, "Oh, my husband is like collecting the Dark Energies," and was looking. I'm like, "Yo, just wait." They didn't
yeah,
want to wait, and they would have saved probably like 30 to 40% if they had just waited. Because a
hmm,
lot of these tops like case hits aren't that like sought after. Like I don't know anyone who's really super into them. Versus you look at Panini case hits, and like some of them are not as rare as people think they are. Like you look at Downtowns, look at the Pop Report. Some of them are 30 or 40 cards deep. People don't realize that because they're not numbered. But if you look at the Pop Reports, some of these Pop Reports are pretty damn high. And some of these like Downtowns and other stuff, I mean, are going like four figures, kabooms, like four figures pretty consistently, especially if they're PSA graded, you
hmm,
know? So it's just like, that's one thing they definitely haven't been able to figure out. And I feel like one of the issues too with the new Chrome is I think that after last year, I'm kind of answering my question from earlier because I figured it out in my head. They didn't print last year's Chrome as much as they did this year's Chrome. So I feel like
hmm,
they because last year getting Chrome was like more difficult to find and more expensive. This year, it's pretty damn easy to find. And you can, if you know where to look for it, you can grab some deals here and there.
yeah.
So,
And Tops has tended to do that, where they will. launch at something, and it'll be kind of a smaller print run, and then people get into it and really like it. I think it's happened with Gypsy Queen Baseball when that first came out, or came out a while back. That people are like, oh, there's not a lot of it. It's so cool. Look at all these different cards. And then they do kind of the same thing the next year, but it's, it's
It's more
everywhere now.
accessible. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well,
People don't
especially, I
want
mean,
things that other people have. They want exclusivity. Like, I don't want you to get that. I want to have that. And if you can have access to it, then it's not worth as much.
well, that's how Chrome was last year, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I don't think I've ever even opened a Chrome Blaster from last year. Just
Yeah.
because, like, I never saw one in a store. I don't even think I opened a Mega. I never saw any in the stores. Um, I don't think I even saw SpongeBob in the store. And I think that's another thing SpongeBob's probably going to get next time they drop a set is probably going to be way too highly produced and people are going to lose interest, because
Yeah.
they didn't know where it was going to go. And now it's like the interest is so high that, some of the blasters people laughed at me at like the price I had it posted at or selling for double what I got laughed at. So,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, it's just one of those things, scarcity, perceived value, supply and demand. I think that's one reason why you see like probably the most popular subset of this year's Chrome was Logo Fractor because originally you could only get it at the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like when it first came out, they got it at Mania and they're like, oh, it's super like, it's something different, something unique, something exclusive. And it sold really well, just like that Cactus Jack WrestleMania box of last year sold really well too, which supposedly I was under the impression that they were going to drop Cactus Jack this year as well, which actually, sorry, I feel like I'm answering an older question you had, but
Oh, no,
supposedly
that's okay.
Stadium Club's supposed to come out at some point this year, apparently, too, for WWE.
A lot of
So,
people like Stadium Club.
well, I think it'll be the first time for WWE. I just the irony to me is that they have again with the glazing, referees are signing, and there's WWE fans like, "Yo, that's so cool." And all I could think of is ripping AEW and all the people complaining to me about how they have ref autos. You know what I mean? And I guess it's a little different because like the box will have two autos
Yeah.
versus like AEW's not guaranteed because when I remember ripping Spectrum, AEW Spectrum 21 when it first came out, and like
Yeah.
you open up, you had one guarantee auto, and for a while that was the only AEW set that had guaranteed auto, and you open it and you get a ref and you get a lot of unhappy faces. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
lot of unhappy faces.
It's like when you
So
pull a red memorabilia to 10, Matt Relic, used, and it's Excalibur, the announcer,
yeah, I
you're
haven't
like
really found
any other
like
one else, that would have been amazing.
yeah, I
Samoa
mean,
Joe, MJF,
well,
huge
even
card.
Samoa Joe doesn't go for as much as you think he
He
should.
doesn't.
Yeah, he
It's
doesn't.
weird.
And I don't know. It's funny because WWE is and AEW are kind of doing almost the exact opposite of each other. Because the biggest complaint for WWE or for AEW for a while was that the lack of guaranteed autos, and then most of their sets came out were way too expensive.
Hmm.
Like Black Diamond came out as like a $300, $350 a box product, and now it's down to like 180 to 220 range depending where you find it, probably more towards the 220 consistently these days. But you look at like Game Used and all these SP Signature, and a lot of those products are around $100 a box, give or take, with a guaranteed auto. So you know AEW also was doing that when WWE had like a lull in releasing stuff. So a lot of people I'd never seen buying AEW or breaking AEW all of a sudden were getting into AEW, and I'm like, huh, that's
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah.
And it's just half the checklist. They also got rid of the refs, because that was
Yes.
a big thing. Every product with AEW used to have like three, probably, I said three, that's low. I'd probably say more like 4 to 6 refs, or if you counted in the other people who are like, when I say other people, I mean like announcers and people like
Yeah.
that, it would
There's like
usually be like
10 or
10,
12.
yeah, per
Yeah.
set, where it'd be like
Hmm.
multiple refs, Excalibur. I mean, dude, not this year's Allure, the previous year Allure, they had like Jerry Lynn and Dean Malenko, who were like producers backstage, had cards. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like, Arcady Order or whatever her name is, who's like an announcer. I'm like, I don't even know who this lady is. You know what I mean? Or like some of those types. Yeah, Rick Knox.
Yeah, you get two of these whatever throwback parallels they are, and you get a ref. And
Yeah,
you're
I mean
just like,
that's tough because when you're buying, especially when that metal product came out, dude, it was so pricey. Like it's probably
yeah,
like
it was 100,
close.
120.
Yeah, I mean maybe even a little bit more than that, to be honest.
You
It
would
was
know
like,
better.
yeah, I mean, I think cases were going for like at least, I feel like I spent 2,800 on my first case of that. I
Wow.
don't remember. I feel like that's just a feeling I have. I'm not 100% on that, but around there. But to give you an idea, you could go into Card World right now and get one for 600.
Yeah, it's like
It,
35 a box, I think. I've seen individuals online. I mean, they're just trying to get rid of them, super discount. But yeah, it's kind of,
which to me is crazy because, like, again, it's just, I feel like a lot of these folks don't. Again, like my priorities collecting are different than a lot of folks. A lot of folks
yeah,
just don't value PMGs in wrestling, which to me is like crazy because if there's one thing that's, gone, transcended a specific subject or card style, it's PMGs. I mean, yesterday I was on Facebook, some guy had a Barry Sanders PMG red numbered to 125, which I thought they're all to 100. His was to 125. Dude was at, it was graded from 99, 98, 99 range. Dude was asking like $75,000 for that card. And
wow.
there was not one like post under him or like, normally people put emojis laughing at high
Yeah,
absurd prices. Not one person hit him up saying his price was absurd. Not one.
that's weird on social media because there's always someone.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Cause like, dude, like, you know, to me, probably, I don't know. I don't know if it's the best card I own, but one of the best cards I own is that 101 Sting PMG. Like, I feel like,
Yeah,
in like 10 years, something that's going to be one of those cards where people are like, yo, like, that's just one
crazy.
of his better cards. Cause he didn't, it's funny. Like, I could actually like connect you to my one friend because I remember before the AEW Metal 2025 checklist came out, I was like, oh my God, I hope Sting doesn't have PMGs in there and kill the value of mine. And he
Yeah,
didn't. And I saw the checklist. I was just like,
yes,
I was like,
my
thank you,
man.
Yeah, I was like, my guy, Daps.
This is how crazy. If people don't know about the PMGs, were you collecting about 2011, 2012, like
No.
basketball and stuff? Okay, so for some reason, I don't know if like a green Jordan PMG came up and sold, but then it was a huge thing. I remember watching, he doesn't break anymore, but Cards Infinity, Chris Justice used to have a huge YouTube channel.
I, I know you're talking about. Doesn't he have a store? He still sells like cases though and stuff?
I think he had a store. I don't know what he's doing
Like he
now
had the
because,
turtle, right? The turtle guy as his character
yeah,
or something?
I
Yeah.
think so. And he retired from online break, whatever. But he had people, and I remember watching this. They were so obsessed with the green of that PMG Jordan that they were buying totally certified basketball to get green parallels. That became the chase at that time for a large set of basketball collectors was to go for the totally certified let's get a green, and they would freak out like they won the lottery. I think they were still numbered to 5 or 10 or
Were
something. They
they
were
PMGs or no?
no, no, they were just
Oh,
cards.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like they PMGs are so iconic that people were just using green parallels from this basketball set. Like, oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
our new PMG because we can't get any PMG basketball. So I just want to let people know that that's how thirsty people were for these PMGs, and to discount them. Um, they're first of all they're fun cards. They're beautiful. They're short printed, but they're also incredibly hard to grade. So that adds a fun factor into it.
Oh, they
Um,
are tough. They are tough to grade. I literally just off of eBay, I think I told you I got some PMGs off of eBay and they have the option to send in to PSA. And
nope.
I sent it in and I sent in my what you call it? I sent in my PMG of Bruce Wayne numbered to 50
hmm
blue and I just got it back. and it was a PSA 8.
That's pretty
And
good.
yeah, I mean, for a PMG, an eight's pretty good, which, by the way, as we're talking, a massive Batman, um, yeah, picked up a massive Batman's about to drop here soon, so I might be bidding on that
Yeah.
while we're here and such. Um, I had a friend text me about someone running ignorant shit, and I was like, "Oh, let me go see what's up." Um, but yeah, there's a Batman Blue PMG that's ending in the next 40 minutes, so
Oh,
we'll see.
snap.
And currently, it's at 1,600. Other ones have sold for 6 or 7 bands, so I would like to get one, preferably not at that price point. But I feel very
Yeah.
bullish on
Going on
them
this
long
one.
term. Yeah, 100%, hundred
Yeah.
percent. So, but yeah,
Gotta.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, that's people don't realize that, like, if you get a PMG and it's in fairly crappy condition, that's normal, and you're gonna sell it for a good price. If you could get one that's like a 9 or 10 range, that's just kind of
Hard,
nuts.
so hard, dude, to get anything like that. I was trying to find something on my eBay for a second. I couldn't find it. Someone must have taken it down. I doubt you remember this guy. I don't know if he was a Bronco. I know he was on the Redskins, but there was this dude named whatchamacallit, Gus Farrat,
Yeah,
who was
Broncos
on
quarterback.
he was on the Redskins. Someone had a
Yeah,
PMG of him up
he
for
ran his head
like,
into the wall and celebrating, and he got
oh, trust me,
concussion and missed the game.
I remembered. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
Redskin then.
yeah.
Um, so I brought that up because someone had his PMG up for like 1 or 2 bands, numbered to 100 online, and it's off of eBay. So someone must have grabbed it, or he must have decided it wasn't worth it. But that's not even a big name, and someone's off like wants 2 bands for Gus Farrat, and like
That's
he's not
insane.
close to a Hall of Famer.
No. Oh, it's kind of crazy, man. Like it's like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You want a Ryan Fitzpatrick PMG for $3,000, $2,000? Like
Yeah, I
no.
mean that's kind of a decent. I mean, I would say Fitzpatrick was a better quarterback. I'd
Oh,
say
for sure. But I'm just
at least
saying,
had a much more relevant career. That's to give you an
mm,
idea. Like if he's better, Fitzpatrick's better than this guy. Like and they're asking 1 or 2 bands. Like that's
crazy.
yeah,
It's not
bananas.
crazy. It's just the PMGs. They're crazy.
It
They're
really. I
fun.
mean, it's interesting because some of these Batman ones, like I keep telling you, some of them go really high, and then some of these other guys who to me are relevant characters are not selling that high. You
Yeah.
know,
I
like I
think you're
picked
too
up.
close to it. You're too invested in the Batman.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like
Huh?
whatchamacallit, I got Alfred Pennyworth green PMG numbered to 10 for like $150 or
That's
something.
crazy.
And like to me, like I was talking to my friend about this, dude, Alfred's like a top 10 character, top 5 in
Oh
terms
yeah.
of relevance. I mean, he's the only people who are in pretty much every Batman thing is Batman and Alfred. Robin's not in every like incarnation
No.
of Batman. Catwoman might not be.
Yeah.
Joker usually is. Joker's definitely top 5 relevant. But if you're talking about like someone who's there all the time, it doesn't get much more relevant than Alfred, in my
Have you
opinion.
read this?
I
The
have not.
ultimate, the absolute Batman. You should check it out. It was good. It's a
Yeah,
different
I've
take, but yeah, it's good.
I've like read the Long Halloween. I've read a lot of the other stuff. It's just, to be
Hmm.
honest, I haven't read it in a while. So someone's like, "Well, what's your favorite part?" I'll be like, "Bro, I just consume stuff and then forget." So I need to like reread a lot of that stuff. I even had my godson let me borrow the first book of his Invincible compendium because it's a 3-part compendium, and I need to
Yeah.
like start that.
Mhm. That is a new series. There, you don't need any. There's no canon lore crap that you
Ganon,
really need to
Ganon,
have.
Ganon. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
And
worth it. It
anytime
was really
someone says
interesting.
Canon, I just think of this mixtape DJ named DJ Cannon,
Mm,
where his DJ tag was them taking Pat Summerall's voice saying Rich Gannon, but he just switched it and he's like Gannon, 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 steps back, and that was like a huge thing.
That's
So
hilarious.
yeah, no. So I've just yeah, like as you can tell, I've been deep in the weeds as far as the Batman PMGs. I'm also another thing I'm collecting too is I'm two autos away from finishing the Simpsons had two auto sets from Inkworks in the early 2000s, and I completed the second set fully, and I'm two autos away from completing the full set. There's only 13 autos in the two sets combined, I believe. So I need to get Nancy Cartwright, who's the voice of Bart in the original
Yep.
set, and then Harry Shearer, who's the voice of Mr. Burns and some other people as well. And after I get those two, I'll be done with the set. And that's not like that's one of the few where it's like I just loved The Simpsons growing up, so I grabbed
Yeah.
it. But it's not really ones where I'm like, yo, in years, these are going to be like super
Yeah.
valuable. Like I have no idea. It's just more so I like The Simpsons. Like I would love to get. I don't know if you know what the Art de Bart is,
Mm.
but there's these cards that was in a set in the I think it was around the year 2000 where it was a redemption from these sets, and basically you could get like a various. I know we were talking about pouring out one-on-ones earlier, but in a different sense, you would get a redemption where you'd get a one-of-one art card from what's his name, Matt
Matt Groening.
Groening. Yep.
Yeah.
And it would be
That's
different
awesome.
autograph one-on-one, so it's called the Art de Bart card because most of them are Bart saying different things, and all of them go for like five figures at this point.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I'm just collecting Anthony Bowen's old Magic the Gathering cards. Just, I'm not really into sports right now. I was hugely into sports collecting, but now I'm kind of, I've got my people. I'm into PC. They're mostly retired. There's no current people I'm really collecting. But yeah, and as card releases go, I'm not really looking forward to anything coming out, that we talked about. I do like flagship AEW. It's fun. But it's not a set to go crazy for. You
It's
know
a
what I
short.
mean?
To me, flagship has the shortest shelf life of any AEW set. People have the least
Yeah.
interest in it, usually pretty consistently. Um,
Hmm.
it's funny. I what you call it? Pokemon really, or not Pokemon? Excuse me, Magic really hurts my soul because I used to play as a kid, and then when I was getting back in this card, this dude lied to me and basically undervalued my stuff and like said all these lies, and I just wasn't really in it at the time, so I assumed he was telling the truth, and he definitely did not. And ended up finessing me out of my Magic cards. So like, I used to play as a kid. I used to play back since like Ice Age and Tempest type fourth edition. So it's
Hmm.
like for me, like a anytime I think of Magic, I just get frustrated. I just get
Well,
frustrated. So like I like Magic, but
hmm
just how dirty that guy did me, it's just one of those things where I can't do that to anyone else. And then like also it's just, kind of killed my vibe. But my new guy Bobby streaming for me is into Magic, so
oh,
he
cool.
might start doing some Magic stuff for us on the Schway whatnot pages, but I'd have to do more research because I just don't know as much.
I was before that. I was into revised and stuff, and my dad threw away my Magic cards when he found out about them. Um, I had like 7 or 8 dual lands at the time. Three underground seas in very nice condition. But this is the card Unholy Strength that my dad saw and freaked out about and made me throw away all my Magic cards. So
Why?
now
Because it used the
the
word unholy.
the pentagram,
Oh,
the
I can't even
demonic
see that
symbol.
on here.
Yeah, sorry.
Kratos, me
Yeah,
dominus.
there later they removed it. Here's a fourth edition. There's no
So dumb, dude.
but yeah, so this is my goal is to just get as many of the demonic ones as I can. And then I just kind of decided to go for some other cards that I liked, you know, get some vampires,
Mm.
some cards from
I
Dark
used to love
Fallen.
the black cards. I had Commander Greven Elvic from Tempest, which was one of my favorites.
Hmm.
seven
Lord of the
seven
Pit,
with Trample.
Sarah Angel. Love that
Terry
picture.
McGinnis, Batman Beyond.
Yes, I got a few
No.
Batman cards that I like from the metal that I just threw in there because I was like, I don't want to put it with the bulk boxes. I would
Mm.
like those. I'll put them in like a binder of something miscellaneous. So, well, Shway, we've been talking about 50 minutes longer than I thought we would. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Um, because you got some streaming maybe to do, and you got to
At
bid
this
on that
point,
card.
probably, yeah. At this point, probably not on the
No.
stream. Well, it's like 9:35 my time, so
Oh yeah.
I always have various busy work I could do. So I need to like take care of some of my bookkeeping stuff, and then I'm making a mixer of Cosmic and Royalty because I have one box left of Royalty. Which, fun fact,
Hmm.
Carl Anthony Towns is heavily trying to get that John Cena WrestleMania patch from Royalty. So
Mm.
you might see me, do a break of that or something. Try to be become Migos with Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
Could be the
Yeah. Fly me
next.
out. Yeah.
Uh, you know,
um. So tell people where they can find you. Shway. You said Sway Station on whatnot. YouTube.
yes.
What's your YouTube? Do
So
all that
guys,
stuff.
so I'm Shway Nostalgia on every platform. I try to make it as easy to find me. So that's Shway Nostalgia on Whatnot, Shway Nostalgia on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The only one I'm not is on for some reason TikTok like blocked my first account, so I had to make a second one. So it's Shway Nostalgia 2 on TikTok, but besides that, it's all Shway Nostalgia. And then my second account on Whatnot is Schwaystation, which I say in my head as the old PlayStation ad, PlayStation,
Hmm.
PlayStation on there. So we have that there. Always trying to drop a lot of card and nostalgia related content. At some point, I'm trying to do a talk show, which I might actually have found a spot in DC I could do that, which would be kind of cool.
That would be
Um,
nice.
yeah, so we'll see what's up with that. And
You run a couple Facebook groups. If people want to
yeah,
join that,
yeah.
how do they
So we
find
have
those?
if you Google, we have the Shway Wrestling Facebook group. So we're over 1,300 on there. I have a non-sports group that I'm trying to get off the ground. Not quite as popular as the wrestling group, and surprisingly, my Invincible group has been quietly growing. It's almost at 1,000 people, which I'm shocked because I haven't really been putting too much work into that. And then
Mm,
we also have a Discord. If you'd like to hop in the Discord, feel free to hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, and I can send you the link on that. It's just, it's pretty much me, and then I have guys who help me stream. But as far as like brand building and anything that doesn't involve streaming, it's pretty much just all on me. So I'm trying to grow as much as I can with what I can do, but I am only one man and recently been dealing with the injuries, so it's been a little bit slower recently than I would prefer. So
yeah,
yeah, it'd be like that. Not to be a buzzkill, but it'd be like that. But hopefully we can do this again. Tom, like I said, I do want to get my talk show off the ground at some point, so it'd
yeah.
be cool to have you on there,
Hmm.
perhaps giving a little Andy Richter vibes with me or something. Who knows? I mean, I am a ginger with a massive head, so I do fit the
And
Conan
I'm
mold.
I'm a fat guy, so
Well, I'm also a fat guy. I can't get that part as far
I
as
guess
Andy.
Andy's not fat anymore. We're never really was that fat, but the perception was that he was a fat guy
He was
for whatever
90s
reason.
fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now you see folks and you're
So,
like, oh god damn. Like it's funny. Like don't get me wrong, I'm fat, but
yeah.
like I'm DC fat. Because in DC I'm fat, but like when I go down to Florida, I'm like, oh, I'm actually like average or a little skinnier than average. But in Florida, like in DC, I'm like chunky. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's
Yeah.
just every time I go to Florida or like Ohio or just pretty much any, I mean, besides Colorado, there's a lot of skinny, beautiful people there, I found out. But
Hmm.
like, anytime I go to Florida or Ohio or places like that, like, I'm always like, average or skinnier, which is funny to me because here I'm definitely like, people are like, oh, he's fat. I'm like, yeah, okay,
A DC 5, but an Ohio 9. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
right. DC 5, Ohio 9. Dancy fine. Yeah, right.
I used to say that a lot, like I would joke about it that like at a Kevin Smith show or a movie that I was a Kevin Smith fan, not compared to
I
those
mean,
other
yo,
people.
dude, if you want to like, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of wrestling, but at a wrestling show, I'm like a nine, high nine, high caliber guy. Like I shower, I use
Yeah.
deodorant.
Hmm.
Sometimes I use little you know what I'm saying? So like as far as like a wrestling event, like I'm like a nine, but you know,
Oh
it'd be
man.
like that.
Uh, Thank you so much for coming on. This is something we kind of wanted to do for a while, and we just decided, hey, let's just do this and get it out of our system a little bit, but also maybe like, hey, that was not bad. I can do this and do it a little
Yeah,
more frequently.
yeah, definitely, man. If you ever need someone to hop on, I'm usually around if I'm not streaming. And
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely am trying to get back in the habit because, like I said, once the injury type stuff came in, I kept coming up with excuses not to do stuff. But
Hmm.
I recently dropped the top Chrome Cosmic video on the Schway YouTube page if you guys want to check it out. Also showed a video of me with my Rhea Ripley Rookie 101 auto if you'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
But just trying to be more consistent. You know what I mean? Like consistency with these things is key, and then it just like steamrolls and snowballs into better stuff.
I watched your box. I would have been happy if that was my box. I don't know how you felt.
Based off
Because
the fact I bought David Adams the box from them, it wasn't a great
oh
box. If I
no,
had got
no.
it at MSRP prices, it was a great boxes. But David Adams charged me like almost double MSRP.
Yeah, they have them up for $350 now.
Yeah, I
David
got mine
Adams.
from them for like 330. And dude, to be honest, like I don't know if you're hip to this, but like Dave Adams has the tier system where it's like the more you buy, the level up you get where you can unlock free stuff and discounts and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah, no.
And I'm like, literally the top level's platinum and before that is gold. And I'm like 5% away from being on like level 9 gold and there's only 10 levels. So I'm literally
Yeah.
like the amount of money I've given them is just obscene.
Insane.
But like it sucks because it's like even though the amount of money I have, like they don't really do me much favors. Like I remember
Hmm.
one time I hit up the guy trying to buy something and he didn't get back to me the next day. And in the course of 12 hours, they changed the price and he was trying to charge me the price. And I'm like that they had that day. And I'm like, dude, I hit you up the day before to buy this and you didn't get back to me. And now you're trying to charge me more. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm like, and then when I was talking to someone else who worked there, they were like, that guy I spoke on, it's like, oh, I was talking to him. He's like, oh, he's the one who sets the price. So I'm like, so this guy literally just lied to my face. Like, that's crazy. Especially
Yeah.
considering the amount of money like I've given them. And I wasn't even like, I think I was trying to save it was like $50 to $100 a case. It wasn't anything
Yeah.
crazy. And it's just like, dude, the amount of money I give y'all, you think like you would look out a little bit. Nope.
Yeah.
And again, like the main reason I buy from them is just to make sure I can get the product on release day because a lot of their prices, like I said, card stores in particular, those big ones like Steel City, Blowout, like they're the new scalpers, bro. Their prices are usually higher than what you're going to find on eBay most of the time or what you can
Yeah.
find offline. Like some of the prices on these, like, dude, when royalty was coming out, man, people trying to charge like, I mean, cases were initially like 6K. The first case I bought off David Adams, they charged me like $6,400, dude. Some of these places like 7K. And I'm just like, dude, like,
Hmm.
trying to make your money on that. And then Fanatics, with their Fanatics Live app, give a lot of because there's a lot of people who I'm not going to name names because I'm not trying to get into a bickering war with some random people or anything like that. But I will say like there are there are breakers and people who are definitely more favored by Fanatics than the average person who are able to
Oh
get
yeah.
much better prices than other people, because Fanatics, and you'll see who Fanatics is marketing and who they're not marketing. Because there's certain
Yeah.
breakers Fanatics just decides to market, and then there's others they don't, you
Hmm.
know. So it's like certain people I never even heard of before Fanatics took over WWE.
Yeah. Well, let's end on a positive note. Anything you want to say on the way out? Because we're going to end this about
Yo,
10, 20
fuck. No,
minutes.
I'm joking. Yeah,
Piss
I don't know,
off.
dude. Like, no, because like it's unfortunate because like if I say anything like that, it could become because there's been a couple times I've mentioned stuff like that, and I've seen people get like all weird, and I'm like, bro, my fault. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to make it a thing, but it's frustrating when you're trying to run a business here and do the best you can, and they're just giving other people unfair market advantages because they currently have a monopoly
Hmm.
on trading cards, and a lot of people have disagreed with me on that, but they're
Yeah.
wrong. It is a monopoly.
It
The only
is.
thing they don't have is a grading company. If they bought a grading company, it would be like a full fledged
Yeah.
100% because, yeah, they're manipulating the market heavy by staggering releases, all sorts of stuff. On a positive note, you know, enjoyed my time with you, buddy.
Yeah.
And again, we
Me
could
too.
also always do an episode where we don't talk about cards. We could just talk about random nostalgia or,
Yeah.
uh, I'd love to get my movie pod going. It's just harder without my guy Adam helping me to edit. So
Yeah. This guy's got an editor.
I
Oh, I
did.
can't do
Past
videos because
tense.
oh, I need an editor, and we're
Oh
just
no,
gonna
I
throw.
do videos. I just don't do like long form videos like that anymore.
I'm.
Because he was cutting in all these cool videos from like the movies and stuff,
Oh
and I
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
I
like,
remember.
and making reels and stuff too. And I'm like, yeah, I just don't have it in me to do all that.
Well,
And
I'm gonna
the
raw
amount of
dog
like
this
break, like,
video.
dude, like most of my nights, if I'm not streaming or packing orders, is like working on CSV Excel sheets so I could have break sheets to do more streams.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work people don't realize out here. So
Yeah. Well, I love it,
yeah,
buddy, and people that are listening, watching. If you're into wrestling cards or pop culture, anything like that, he's someone you want to get to know and just hang out and be his buddy. I mean, you don't need to buy
yeah, we're
from him.
trying
That'd
out
be
here.
nice, but just
That'd be
being his
nice, but
buddy.
yeah, come hang out.
Yeah.
Be be nice.
Hmm. All right, we're gonna call it there. We'll catch you around, buddy. Bye.